Fresh ginger, steam rises. Cardamom, cloves, black tea, the warm spices pull you in. Welcome to the Arlington home of Vishal and Rohini Topper, where tea is more than a drink, it's culture. A place where warm sips are meticulously crafted.
There should be some honey undertones, like there's a sweet undertone to it.
In 2015, Vishal, who grew up in India, looked out his MGH office window to a view that became a vision.
And I used to see this, the tea party ship going, and I used to think about, oh, one day if I start a chai business, I'm gonna, call it Boston Chai Party. I wonder if that name's taken. And then one day I just Googled and I was like, wait, nobody's taken the name yet.
A month later, Boston Chai Party was born.
Why chai?
There was no decent chai being served anywhere. It was overly sweetened. 1 cup of chai would pack something around 32 grams of sugar. We're one of the few that make an unsweetened concentrate with no additives, no syrups, nothing, just tea, water, and spices.
Fast forward to 2026. He operates his wholesale business out of Commonwealth Kitchen in Dorchester, carefully curated from leaf to concentrate.
When they're measuring in the kettle, they know actually to what depth the water should be. Right now it's too concentrated, so by adding water, we're going to bring it to the right dilution, and we need to do it now while it's still hot.
A 3 to 4 hour process measured and orchestrated by food scientists and kitchen managers.
I think a good cup of chai is all about balanced flavors, the right kind of tea, and definitely the mix of spices. It's the spice in everything that makes a huge difference, and the order in which you mix them as well.
Vishal knows how important a moment with tea can be.
Since the age of 12, my mom, she'd say, make me a cup of chai, please, And so I learned pretty quickly that the way to win favors from your mother was to make her a nice cup of chai.
But ask him about the tea farmers, mostly women in India, and laughter becomes a different emotion.
We were actually the first company to start in the East Coast, which was immigrant-owned. I mean, we consider these workers as our family.
Vishal and his wife, along with their 2 sons, travel to India often to meet with their farming partners. It's purpose, to feel the connection, to give back. Because in so many ways, this family understands that building a new life often requires the sacrifice of another.
Learning about the workers and their families. You really do not expect the kind of things that they go through. Their families torn apart. I'm sorry, I'm getting a little emotional.
That's okay.
That, as immigrants, you can understand the pain of how you grew up in one place and then you have to break your family. So then how can you, bring a product and not care about the workers and how they are splitting their family in the same way?
Wow. And in addition to Boston Chai Party, both Vishal and his wife Rohini work full-time in healthcare, and they say that tea is part of their daily ritual and sometimes can be a relationship counselor.
Well, Vishal grew up in northern India where bold spiced teas were the norm, and his wife grew up in a different part of India where sort of more delicate, lighter teas were popular. So they have found, obviously, common ground. Good relationship work.